Greetings pilots, A-Wing checking in. This is a bit of an impromptu video. I am responding to Spaceboy. In his video he claimed that you can set your energy recharge levels to 0, but when you're in map mode your energy won't deplete. So I thought that was fascinating and I wanted to test that, because if that's true, I'm gonna exploit the shit out of it. I might get demonetized for that, but I'm not monetized yet, so that doesn't mean anything. So what I've done here is I've set up a skirmish with just an A-Wing for my pilot and a hyperbuoy at a 9-meter start distance, and we're going to go in and do some trial runs just to see what the numbers show. Spoiler alert, I've already done this, but I'm not going to spoil the results for you. So I'm going to take some time to set up the runs, and I will cut in and out to talk about what we're doing, and I will be right back with you. Okay, here we are ready to fly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test 3 different energy level settings for recharge and compare the differences in map mode and in flight mode. So flight mode is just in the cockpit here. We're going to start with everything fully depleted. And I just realized my shields aren't fully depleted yet, so I'm just going to do that and get back to you. Okay, that's better. We're ready to go. So just recap again, we're going to do some 9-kilometer runs towards this nav buoy, and we're going to time those runs and see what the difference is between in map mode and in flight mode. So as soon as I'm ready, I'm going to hit the backspace key for full throttle and the M key to go into map mode, and also hit the timer on my watch or on my phone. So here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. I think we veered slightly off course there, but I'm not too concerned about it. My joystick is really kind of finicky. So we are at 10 seconds, and I'm going to, as we approach, I'm going to get the nav buoy in the center of the screen, and I'm going to stop the timer when we cross that line. And we are 25 seconds in. So theoretically we should be traveling at 180 mglt. Now when we come out of the map, I want you to pay attention to the engine speed indicator, or I think it's more like the craft speed indicator, but you know what I mean. 45 seconds, and we are, I'm gonna guess about halfway there. Yeah, I think we veered just a bit off course, but that's not going to affect anything really. 1 minute, 5 seconds. And I'm curious to know what these grids, are they kilometer grids? I'm betting they are kilometer grids. So it looks like we've got about a kilometer to go, but I might have to verify there. 1 minute, 23 seconds. Okay. Now remember when I entered, my shields and my lasers were fully depleted, and we are at time. That is 1 minute and 38 seconds. Now look at this. When I come out, I want you to look directly at the speed indicator, and I'm going to point it out to you with an arrow. Why are we accelerating? Weren't we supposed to be at 180 mglt? And why are my lasers charged? Interesting. So let's run this again. We're going to run this with the same settings. I'm going to deplete my lasers, and we're going to stay in the cockpit this time. And we'll see what the time difference is. So it's going to take me a minute. I will get back to you when we're ready to go. And here we are set up ready for our second run, and we are in the cockpit this time. Now this Extreme 3D Pro Logitech bottom of the barrel cheap joystick doesn't like to stay centered for me. I have joystick gremlin running. I have 80% dead zones on every axis and an S curve that is so extreme. So to keep this from fading, and I can't keep it steady just sitting there. This is why I would love to spend money on a good Virtual joystick. But we're ready to go. Again, we're at 0 recharge level. All my energy banks are depleted, and we're heading straight for this buoy while watching the road, so to speak. So in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. 8 is... Now we're at 180 mglt. It took us about, maybe a kilometer and a half to get up to full speed. That'll be consistent across all tests, so I don't think that's a factor. But we are almost halfway there, and we're at 25 seconds. So I'm going to steer us a little bit back on course. Maybe I shouldn't have, but man, this is too sensitive for everything I've set up. I don't know what's going on here. But we are at 40 seconds. And we are close. We are within a kilometer at mark, and we are 46 sevenths. 9 and time. 51 seconds. Wow. So, sorry, I just clicked out of the game to mark it on a spreadsheet here. So that is telling. We traveled 48 seconds faster in the cockpit than we did in the map. Spacewar, I'm sorry. I think we have plausible doubt that this is an actual exploit. But we're going to keep going. Next, we're going to start our run from maintenance level. So shields and lasers will be set at maintenance. I'm going to get that set up, and we're going to get back in the cockpit. Or sorry, we're going to get back in the map mode for the first run. So I'll be back with you once we're ready to go. And we're back. And we're drifting. Nobody breathe. Nobody drop a feather. Nobody fart. Don't touch my joystick. And we're drifting. No! No! Stay centered. Stay centered. I tell ya, my goodness. Okay. Okay. I think we're going to have to get this going quickly now. I'm going to set everything. This is our maintenance levels. And we're going to hit backspace and the M key and our timer. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we are expecting a slower time than our last map run if we are maintaining the energy settings that we went in there. So our last run was 1 minute 38 seconds in the map mode. We should be slower than that because we won't be running at 180 mglt. We will be running at 120. But like I said before, I suspect that we're not running at the energy settings we went into map mode with. So curiouser and curiouser. We're already, looks like over halfway there, and we're at 50 seconds right now. Maybe a couple kilometers to go. I'm not too sure. We're at 60 seconds on mark. I'm feeling like this is on pace for the last run we did in the map. So 110, 112. Yeah, this is not looking great for the theory. We're myth-busting the shit out of this one. Got a few more runs to do and a few speculations to talk about. So we are approaching our stop line, and we are time 1 minute 37 seconds. And what's this? We have full lasers charged. What do we know? That is interesting. All right, and did you see, I think you would have seen the engine speed up when I came out of map mode. I put the annotations on there in post for you. Um, Cross my fingers I'll remember to do that, but I'm going to get back into position and we're going to run that again with the same energy settings on sitting in the cockpit instead of map mode. So I will be right back with you. And we're back. So again, we are going to run this with our energy set at maintenance on both systems. And 3, 2, 1, go. And again, I'm going to try and hold her steady. Yeah, I love cheap joysticks. I really do. They're just so fun to play with. No need to go to Virpil and spend $600 Canadian on a Constellation Alpha Prime with a aircraft aluminum machined gimbal base. Let's just get something plastic and cheap. Maybe, maybe I picked it up for 15 bucks at a Goodwill. But we are at 35 seconds and we are halfway there. So, yeah, our last run at these settings in the map was a minute 37. I don't think this I don't think this theory is holding up very well. We are approaching a minute at 3, 2, 1, mark 1 minute, and we have less than 2 kilometers to go. We are getting to the finish line in short order. We are time 1 minute 13 seconds. So if in the map mode we were at that power setting, it should have been a minute 13 seconds, but it was a minute 37 seconds. I have one more test I want to do, and that's with the energy settings at full. And I want to see, when I come out of map mode, are the shields recharging? If they're not, then I think that's the final nail in the coffin. And then we can start doing some speculative work about what is actually going on here. Because, yeah, I mean, this is interesting because this is stuff that I don't even know about yet. I've always suspected that something's going on in map mode because, like I pointed out earlier, when you come out of map mode, your speed changes. And I always thought to myself, that's interesting. I wonder what's going on when I'm in map mode. So it's interesting to know this stuff. This might have an impact on how I use map mode in game. If I'm really keen on either charging my systems or getting somewhere fast, map mode actually might be counterproductive. So I'm going to get back to you guys when I'm set up and ready for the third run in map mode. Be back in a minute. Okay, here we are set up ready for our next run in map mode. I'm going to shift the energy settings just before I go into map mode so that they don't start charging in cockpit mode. Now I just wanted to mention too that I did a bit of this preliminary study before I hopped into the video, and I was using the beam weapon, and I have to say that when I was coming out of the map mode, the beam weapon was fully charged. So that's curious. I wonder if the we'll get into that a little bit later. So I'm set up here. I'm going to try and center this, get everything set up, and we're going to go. And off to the races we go. I hope that was on course. I think we might have vectored a little bit away, but I think we're good enough. And we are at 10 seconds. So yeah, I want to look into the beam weapon part a little bit closer, but I want to get through this round of testing and some speculation to see what's actually going on in map mode, and then I want to dig into the beam weapon just a little bit. I'm also trying to keep this video short. We're at 21 minutes recording time. I'm going to edit down, so it might be like 10-15 minutes at this point. So we are at 43 seconds, and it looks like we got about 3 kilometers to go. I'm guessing these squares are kilometers. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. Maybe I should pay more attention Next time I'm ready to go, I'll go into the map and count some squares, see where we're at. Um, but assuming less than 2 kilometers to go, we're at 1 minute 5 seconds. This feels consistent with all the other times in map mode. We are coming up on 1 minute 15, and looks like a kilometer away. We should start hearing the beacon at about half a kilometer. So I think I might be right when it comes to the spacing of those grids, but we'll see. Maybe not. And time, 1 minute 37 seconds. And oh, what's this? My shields have not charged. They only started charging when I came out of map mode. Interesting. There's only one run left to do, and that's full charging in the cockpit. So I'm going to set that up and we'll be right back with you guys. And we're back. First things first, I want to look at map mode. Let's zoom out, see where I am, see if we can count these squares, because we know we're 9 meters away. 9 meters. 9 kilometers. It's late. Where's my ship? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, those grids don't look like kilometers. Maybe they're a kilometer and a half. 1, 3, 5, 4, 6, 7.5. Yeah, I think those grids are a kilometer and a half. That's my best guess anyway. All right, so back in cockpit mode, we are not, we're flying in cockpit mode. And did you notice my lasers have energy again? So we're going to go up to full power on recharge, and off we go. This one might take a while. I'm guessing 2.5 to 3 minutes, so maybe we need that elevator music. Please stand by. Your call is important to us. I'm not going to speed this up, by the way. You'll probably notice I haven't sped any of the other ones up. I might put a stopwatch on them in the overlay, but just so you guys can put your own timer on them and verify my numbers, it's just going to run real time. We are at 50 seconds mark, and we are less than halfway there, people. I think we're in the 2.5 to 3 minute mark, which means this power setting itself as well does not transfer over into map mode. Yep. This is not looking good. 1 minute 30 seconds on mark and mark. And I'm drifting. That's okay. We're still 3 kilometers away. I don't think that's going to make a difference. It'll be 2 minutes on my mark. And mark. Yeah, this is looking like 2.5 minutes. We are, yeah. And we are coming up on time here. And time. 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Get out of range of this beacon so we can talk. So, to recap, in map mode, all 3 runs come to 1 minute 33 seconds. In flight mode, with 0 recharge or maintenance, we are 51 seconds. At maintenance level, we are at 1:13, and at full recharge, we are at 2:25. So, with that being said, I want to find out what power setting matches the speed in the map mode. So I'm going to run it in flight mode in the cockpit, but I'm going to choose a power setting that I think matches. And spoiler alert, I already found the right power setting, and I'm going to demonstrate it here. I will get set up and be right back with you for the next run. And we are back. So again, this time I'm running from the cockpit. I'm going to choose this energy setting. This one. And we are going to go in 3, 2, 1, go. And if this flight takes 1 minute 37 seconds, then we know what power setting we are at during the map mode. And we do know that the only one charging during map mode is the lasers. And since we don't get shield depletion in map mode, that's something that Spaceboy already established in his video. I think we have a pretty good idea. So we are at 30 seconds on mark, and we're less than halfway there. This seems very consistent with all the map mode runs we've done. So, not looking good for that amazing, powerful exploit that I was totally not going to just like, exploit the shit out of for my my own purposes. Like I was thinking, I could macro a bunch of stuff, have some different ways of exploiting that, but then I was like, I think first I need to test it, make sure it's legit. It's not looking legit. Sorry to say. We are coming up on 1 minute 15 seconds and mark. Yeah, I think this seals it. And that was 1 minute 24 seconds. Now, I'm just going to pause right there. We have a bit of a 10-second variance, 15-second variance. I ran all these numbers before I recorded a video. My audio settings were not correct, and I lost all my audio from my mic. But there might have been some variance. I don't know if I was a bit more off course with the map modes, that could have accounted for that. But I think we're close enough to legitimately call this as we don't have the exploit we think we have. Which, sorry, Spaceboy, I'm not happy to hear it either, because yeah, that would have been something. So I just want to do one more thing. I'm going to go back and I'm going to add beam weapon, and we're just going to test beam weapon independently, and I want to see what it does, because from what I've done previously, I have a feeling that whatever happens in map mode doesn't affect beam weapon. So I'm just going to do 2 runs. One in map mode, one in cockpit. 2 runs in map mode with different beam weapon settings. So we are going to start with maintenance. We're going to start with full depletion on beam mode and see what happens. And I'm not going to line up for the full 9-minute run. I'm just more concerned about whether we're charging or not, whether the map mode plays around that setting. So we're going to set it at, so I'm not timing this, and we're going to full throttle and then go back into map mode. So if the energy setting for beam is persistent in map mode, my beam should be depleted when I come out. If it's not, it should stay the same. or if, well, if it's not, then we'll see what the map mode decides to do with it. And then afterwards, I'm going to do a run. We're going to have the beam energy depleted, but set it at maximum recharge and see what happens after a run. Because I suspect that this is independent. This might be the only one that is independent. So if we were running beam weapon in, say, a custom mission, I think it might be possible to set it to full discharge and then go into map mode without losing any beam energy. And maybe some other options. So I think that's far enough. We don't need to do the full run. So no, my beam is depleted. I did not reserve any of that energy. So that tells me, what does that tell me? It tells me that map mode is respecting what I set the beam at. So if I go to full recharge in map mode, we're just going to fly for a bit. And this might be an exploit. Now this doesn't help us on the campaign. That's the problem, is none of the ships in the campaign mode are equipped with a beam weapon. But if we're running custom missions with beam weapon, if we're building our own missions, if we're doing if we're reflying the missions from the flight simulator, this is something that could potentially be exploited if you decide to go in with a beam weapon. But of course, just having the beam weapon itself is going to upset the balance of the mission. But it's still something interesting that we should investigate. So I'm going to come out of map mode, and voila, our beam weapon is fully charged. So map mode respects your setting for beam weapon energy recharge, but not your shield and lasers. It takes over and it says, I want to save your shields and I want to increase your lasers. Interesting. Well, this video is running long, and this is my second attempt at recording the video. Frustrations galore with OBS and settings and GPT giving me instructions that were incomplete. So I'm going to end the video here. Spaceboy, sorry. Unless you know something I don't, comment down there, make a video if there's something I'm missing, but I don't think there's any substance to this one, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll have to find something else. But that's it. A-Wing signing out.